Greetings, folks. This is DC Investing. I've reached financial independence, and I talk about topics that help other people on their pathway to financial independence. And the topic today I want to talk about is the ACA health insurance program. How its importance, how to play games with it so you get a good deal, and overall, it's a really important part of your overall retirement plan. You've got to get health insurance coverage. And I had a chat with my wife a few years ago. I talked with her often about I wanted her to feel comfortable with us retiring, as well as I wanted to feel comfortable about us retiring. And she said, "You can't retire until you have figured out health insurance. You've got to provide that for us." So I'm like, "Okay, no worries." And that became my number one focus. Is I needed to understand the program, the nuances of it, how it worked. Was it good insurance? Was it not? And became one of my education focuses. So I just started looking up online for different topics about the program. I listened to YouTube videos. Some were tax guys talking about how to use the program. Some were just overall retirement investment manager type folks. Basically, they all kind of explained how you can use that program in early retirement, and then the nuances for what makes it cheaper. And I looked up some web pages, downloaded some tables, to the point where I figured, that I understand the program well enough now to be able to use it with confidence. And so I looked up tables of like how to understand the plan. If I can get it, I'll put a picture up in this video about the table that I used. And basically, your ACA insurance is based upon what's called the full poverty level. And it starts with a number for one person in a household and then goes up depending on how many persons are in the household. So, for most retirees, you're probably looking at one or two individuals in the household. For me, I'm married, so there's two of us. And so the full poverty level, the base rate doubles for the two of us. And then they have some key levels where your insurance, where it affects your insurance. And so there's like 150% of the poverty level is kind of where it starts, then 200%, then 250, all the way up to 400% of the full poverty level. So that's something to kind of know where the table gets its number. It's a predefined amount that's set by the government. What is the full poverty level? And then based upon that amount each year, your table gets populated with all the other values. So you can kind of do a search to say, what is the full poverty number as a starting point, and then pull in those amounts into your overall table. So what I learned about the program is there is a big jump in the type of coverage you get at the 200% of the full poverty level. And that's the number that I am going to shoot for in my retirement. And basically, if I can keep my income below that amount, below the 200% of the full poverty level, then I will get some massive subsidies. And now it's not easy to do, because for two people, that full poverty level is defined as $42,300. So that is not easy. That's not an amount that you can comfortably live off of. So you kind of have to learn, well, what counts as income for the ACA insurance program and what doesn't. And so I did a bunch of research trying to figure out what counts as income and what is not income for the ACA insurance program, so I could finagle my investments so that I could keep my reportable income low. And so some of the things that things that do count is any capital gain, short or long term, any dividend, whether it's qualifying or non-qualifying or ordinary, Social Security counts, Treasury income counts, rental income counts, basically just a ton of stuff does. So it is hard to escape the income amounts. And it's magi that is the number that you're looking for, but just be aware that the magi on your federal tax is a different magi for the ACA insurance number. They're not the same. So that's really important to understand, that your ACA magi number is not the same as your federal income tax magi number. So what can help you keep your income low? Well, the first thing is just having money in a bank account or a brokerage account that you can live on for the course of time. And my plan is I need to be on the ACA insurance for a decade. So that's a long period of time in order to play income games. And I will collect a pension starting when I'm age 62, and that's still a few number of years off. And it's not a big amount, but I do have to factor that into my overall income plan. So any pension income counts toward your Magi number. But if you have money in a savings account or in a brokerage account, any of the dollars that make up the core position um, don't don't count as income when you spend them. So if you have, say, $250,000 in a savings account, in a checking account, or in the core brokerage account, or even in stocks that haven't appreciated, any of that money that gets spent doesn't count towards Magi. So the thing that counts towards Magi, like if you had an investment, say VOO for the S&P 500, and it had appreciated by 20%, you have $120,000 value in that account. You could sell the full $120,000 investment, but only the $20,000 gain counts towards your Magi. So the $100,000 does not. So you basically get $120,000 of spending money that you can spend in retirement, whereas you only count 20,000 towards your Magi. So that's one thing to know, is you got to consider how many dollars do you have that are not part of any capital gain that you can spend in your retirement, because any money that you have counts as nothing when you spend it if you already have it. It's just the gains that do. So any interest income, you have to include that in your Magi. Any dividend income, including your Magi. Any capital gains, if you buy or sell, or if you sell stocks, you have to include that. So that's something to know. The other thing, a couple other things that help. One is pulling money out of a Roth account does not count towards Magi. So I am beneath the 59.5-year age limit. So for traditional IRA Roth type accounts, the only thing that I could pull out of those before retiring is the contributions. So there are folks that play games with trying to put enough contributions into their Roth account so they can pull them back out again in early retirement, or they do what's called a Roth conversion ladder, where 5 years before they start retiring, they will convert part of their traditional IRA or 401k into Roth, because then after a 5-year wait period, then those contributions become eligible to pull out of your account again. So that's something, a strategy that people use. Basically, any money you take out of your Roth does not count towards your Magi number. So I do have a bunch of funds in Roth. I don't plan on using them in early retirement, but specifically for the last 3 years, I saved heavily into a super mega backdoor Roth 401k plan, because I just like the ability to have some flexibility if something happens. So I was basically saving my entire paycheck into a Roth account, and you can save up to about like $76,000 into a 401k plan. So you can really do some amazing things with that. So any money that comes out of a Roth does not count towards ACA insurance. And the only other thing that I found that doesn't count is return of capital, which are like dividends but not. So that is kind of a magic word of a way to get some cash flow without actually having cash flow that counts towards Magi. And so there are certain investments that pay return on capital, and by definition, return on capital is not income, because it is your own money that is being given back to you. And so I think there's some real estate syndicates that will pay return on capital. I believe there's some covered call ETFs that pay return on capital. But my favorite is oil pipelines, master limited partnerships. Number one, because I think oil pipelines are an extremely important piece of our energy infrastructure in America that moves oil and gas around the country. We have to have those pipelines. But interestingly enough, if you own a master limited partnership, you are a partner, you put money into that investment, and then those partnerships slowly give your money back to you. And until you've received 100% of your initial investment back, your income doesn't count as income. So again, return of capital does not count towards Magi, because by definition, you're just getting your own money back again. So you have to have earned enough money in the first place to be able to live on. So I needed to have earned enough money to live on for a decade of time, so that I could keep my income, my Magi income, below this $42,000 amount. So my plan is I get about $12,000-ish a year in qualified dividends. Then I'm going to pull out from my traditional 401k some amount up to that $42,000. I don't need the money, but it will help me long term for my tax purposes by pulling money out in this retirement time frame. And I estimate somewhere near $30,000 a year I can pull out of my 401k, or not my 401k, but my 401k, but just the pre-tax portion, and then keep that account from growing too much. So my income will basically be made of qualified dividends and some retirement income. I'll get a 1099-R statement for that, but I won't pull more between those two than that $42,300. But then I also own a bunch of oil pipelines that will provide the bulk of my living expenses. They just don't count towards Magi. So that's my plan. I thought I'd give those little strategies to you. It really helps to really study this ACA plan and the income amounts to it, so that you can kind of maximize your benefits, because literally this is like a $20,000 a year benefit to me that I would have to pay otherwise if I didn't figure out how to run these strategies. So I consider that a gain. So by using my knowledge, it's kind of like I get a $20,000 a year benefit by learning these strategies every year. So, like, subscribe. I hope this helps you in some way. It's greatly helped me because it's allowed me to retire early. I'm a decade before most people retire. And so, it's just kind of my own personal progress. And I thought I'd share that with you. So like, subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks so much. We'll see you. Bye.